like stopped. I feel like I should make a fighting game video because a lot of people like fighting games. I feel like every time I upload something, I should put some fighting game related stuff in there somewhere. Kind of sneak stuff in. People like fighting games. Oh, I could watch a YouTube video. I could go through like a third strike video while waiting people to wake up. People find me. Damn, I just dropped my controller. That actually sounds pretty good. What I got in my watch later. 1/40th GameSpot versus East versus West War. Bonk. That's not quite laid out correctly. Fuck, I hate Nuzlocks. I will never finish a Wormhole Nuzlocke. I don't hate Nuzlocks, but I think people are little bitches. That's probably good, right? Oh, fuck, that's loud on my side. I would never promise a Nuzlocke. Supa Dorai versus a bunch of fucking letters. That's like someone's actual name. Oh shit, I feel like I should know the first name part. That's like the, oh fuck. It's like Yukichi or Yokichi, isn't it? Something like that. The first name is the second pair of characters. I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is someone's name. But I don't recognize any of them. That's a Mai. But I don't know what it is in a name. I don't know if it's still pronounced Mai. Kuroda said that Hugo versus Twins was actually alright. It probably sucks, but it's alright if you're really good at parrying. I could actually see, say, Embu making things really difficult for Hugo. Like, normally I think that usually, like, Yun is better than Yang, or they're the same in, like, every matchup. But say, Enbu versus Hugo actually is really, really good. And it charges insanely quickly. Let me get this mouse off the screen. Oh yeah, how does that look, though? That looks quite nice. It's very, very slightly cut off on the right side. But whatever. Oh my god. He didn't even need to do all those, like, resets. That's the best part. Actually, I'm not sure if you can combo. I think you need to combo out of a universal overhead. I don't think you can combo out of towards medium kick. That was punishable. I don't think that was a punish. If it was a bad one. He could have done low forward recas. I'm pretty sure you can always low forward a lariats. I don't think there's any human way to make them. Because they're always as unsafe. It's just a matter of range, and that was still within low forward range. This is still winnable for the Yang. It's just going to be hard. Taizo. To get meter without getting hit. In MKX, the biggest meter build you have is forcing your opponent to repeatedly block attacks, which is pretty easy if you just hit your fastest normals repeatedly. Particularly crouch jabs and crouching kicks as low pokes. It's very difficult to avoid blocking those. They're very good in every single property except damage and combo ability, which makes them somewhat unrewarding, but considering they basically force your opponent to block, you can start hitting them with things that force them to, or things that work against blocking opponents. For example, throws, for example, low overhead mix-ups. Ouch! Even on Urian's giant health bar, this is going to hurt. That does like 60% comfortably on Yan. Even more on Akuma. It does like 75 on Akuma. Akuma's got no health. Ah. He was too careful about his approach, so he couldn't actually utilize the mirror. And it looked alright, it looked safe, but now he's in the corner, so how good was it really? Ugh. You're supposed to do another tackle and then a headbutt. Right? I think. No, a forward dash, then a headbutt. And then a tackle. And you do the charge for the tackle, you change the direction when you headbutt. And charge partitioning helps you pick it up. I think that's how it works. I think I know that setup. I'm not a Urian player, but I see a lot of Urian play. And I definitely recognize that there's a way to get the cross-up unblockable in that scenario. Oh, I was afraid Urian was going to get poked there. Very safe, very unrewarding. Very low-risk play right now. And that's good for Urian, because he doesn't need to do a whole lot. He's going to need to do a whole lot if fucking he can't get some random connects here. That's good. That's what he needed. Now I can play super safe. He's got the entire screen behind him to work with. All he has to do is just be lame. He's going to get that mirror well before he gets to the corner. Oh, he got it with the tackle. That was smart. That was a safe tackle because he could just cancel to an EX mirror, which is probably what he was doing. Or a light mirror. Would have been just as good. Slightly riskier if the Hugo parried. It's a Super 2 Ryu. I didn't even react to it at first, but the guy said Shinshouryu. Super 2 is kind of weird. It's not bad. It doesn't give you a whole lot of meter to play with, and Ryu has good EX. Or rather, EX Donkey Kick is like your primary way of adding damage is Ryu. So it really sucks to give that up. You can still just use EX Donkey Kick, but you know. With Super 1 you can use Donkey Kick and also have a Super, but Super 1 isn't that useful. It's nice, but like, there aren't that many combos into Super 1 that are super practical. It's usually just like short jab short, close medium kick confirms. Are you doing the most optimal combos meterless? Like the most optimal meterless combos, I mean. Ooh. Ouch, that's kill. He didn't even need the tackle. Why wouldn't he? Gotta kill like far forward. Oh. Crouch Fierce that late, if they parry it, you EX TP. Or something like that. EX Fireball, more typically. Very safe anti-air. Even if an anti-air EX Fireball is parried, Ryu is safe. If EX Fireball recovers fast enough. And you're not frozen by parries that parry fireballs. It's a good little low strong. Yeah, he's being real smart about. He's been locked behind a lot of mirrors in his time. Ouch. EX Fireballs in this game are like regular fireballs in Street Fighter 2. In their ability to control space efficiently and do damage efficiently. I'm pretty sure that despite animation differences, Ryu and Ken's EX Fireball are nigh identical. They both knock down, for example. And they both go about the same speed, I think. And I think they both do about the same damage. It's kind of weird. The Ryu has this cool animation on his. That's why I liked in Street Fighter 4 when, I mean thematically liked, when they made Ken's EX Fireball not knockdown. Feels like an appropriate difference between them. Ouch. Not a good EX Fireball. He's using a lot of EX for someone picking Super 2. The appeal of Super 2 is you can just parry into Super. Ryu doesn't have a whole lot of setups for Super 2. He's got short jab, and he's got, he doesn't have like, he's got that. I mean, he's got towards Fierce. You can actually, that move is useless though. There's no mix-up to it. It's restrictively slow in this game. Ugh, what was he doing? I think the Elena tried to use an EX one, messed it up or something. I don't know. Get her? You got her. That's like a 2-frame super. He didn't do a follow-up. What the fuck? So normally when you land, like immediate hard Tatsu on landing will give you the hard Tatsu follow up. So he probably did it like a frame too early, and thus got nothing instead of the hard Tatsu. It's not super precise, but it's like 2 frames. There are other follow-ups you can do. You don't have to do a hard Tatsu. Hard Tatsu is damage optimal. Hard Tatsu and hard DP do exactly the same damage with Ryu. So it's all about the corner carry. That's why people do EX Donkey Kick into hard Tatsu instead of EX Donkey Kick into DP. But you have a follow-up with that super, and it sucks that he missed it. Those follow-ups are actually insane from that super if you dizzy with the super. But if you dizzy with the super, chances are you've already killed them. You can also dizzy with the follow-up, and the follow-ups are still insane. For example, if you get a super 2 on the opponent, and they're cornered, and they have like 90% stun or 80% stun, you can jump up with Jump Fierce or Jump Roundhouse, and those will dizzy the opponent, and then you can juggle into like hard DP. It's kind of cool looking. Ouch. Oh yeah, I've seen that combo. It is quite hard. So this is Turbine, or perhaps Talbane. And this is, what is that? Pector. Bonk. That jump roundhouse is doing a lot of work for him. Elena is not a comeback character. She has to get her comebacks off of her Kara throw, which of course takes a very long time. Trying to bait a throw. Or a parry. That would have dodged high or low parry until after the window ended, I think. High or low parry into pull out, that is. One hit jump roundhouse does not create a juggle state. That's because in this game, air attacks hit. Whoa! He did not react to the fact that he got the dizzy. He could have gotten a much bigger follow-up than that. Air attacks, you can juggle between air attacks even, yeah, he's doing good work with the zoning, or the footsies right now. You can juggle even if a move doesn't create a juggle state as long as you hit incredibly fast, is what I'm trying to get at. Like air target combos, Yen's jump jab into jump fierce. That's not a... The jump jab doesn't cause juggle or anything, but the 2 hits are just very close to each other. There's some neat little exploiting tactics for that little mechanic. This Hugo is playing in a very strange way, but it seems to be pretty good against Elena. Ooh, that's really risky. It worked out for him though. Whenever I see people like making crazy plays like that, it seems like, damn, Turbine's already up. It seems like they happen to chance it, you know what I mean? And like the match easily could have gone the other way. But in my experience, matches in Third Strike very rarely go the other way. Like if someone's playing better than you, they can do plays like that and still win. And if someone's playing worse than you, you can do plays like that and still win. Everything about Third Strike seems like it would be very random, but winners are very consistent, which is one thing that's always perplexed me about the game. I think it's because the skill ceiling is so high. Ooh. That actually got all 3. Wear dresses and shit to tourneys and play Hugo. Hayao probably you're talking about. He wore a Seifuku to some big event. I forget the exact reason. Grota says this matchup is not so bad. Classically, it is regarded as the worst Hugo matchup. So saying it's not so bad is very, very foreign to me. Especially when, like, YSB is always getting elimed by fucking Dudleys. And YSB is one of the best Hugos on the market. And he's really good at parrying too. Well, it's one thing to be really good at getting long parries of like weird moves and then like being able to get parries that open up new scenarios. You know what I mean? Those two can actually be considered different things to some degree. Sometimes the scenario, sometimes it's a Gordian's knot. Gordian knot. Sometimes there's a single parry in a very unique location that can just cut the whole thing open. I know some of those for Oro. A simple answer to a very, very broken looking scenario. Ouch. That's a juggle from a non-juggling move. Zero and two. No. Where the fuck is there a third strike tourney? There's like a London third strike tournament scene, I think. Harano. Right? I think so. And the Dudley player is Goroneko. Ouch. That little overhead turret combo. It doesn't slam for the first hit on an airborne opponent like it does in Street Fighter 4. In fact, I don't even remember if it did in Street Fighter 4 initially or if that was added in like an update. Oh no, I'm thinking of Jump Roundhouse. Jump Roundhouse slams the opponent in Street Fighter 4, but not when the game was released. Only in like Arcade Edition onwards. It's weird to see like the super characters like pre-buffs because a lot of things that felt really standard weren't always there. I tried to EXTP through it. That might have been intended to be a super. That looks like a bad use of meter, but actually half the damage of Super 3 for Dudley is in the first hit. And it lets him recover while the mirror goes away. So actually it's probably one of your better uses of meter in this matchup. Vienna, like in Italy. Jump instant parry. I think Japanese just always do that. Why would you jump and not parry? I've never attempted that, but I always point it out when I see it, but I don't do it. But it seems like a really good habit. I should like add that to my repertoire. Seems like a really harmless, easy way to level up. Very slightly. Damn, the double rows. The first one was a taunt, the second one was a limp pose. Ouch! Full combo. Meterless combos you don't see with Dudley very often. Usually you just see them go straight for the EX machine gun blow. Ugh. This is big damage. This kills. This kills. This will kill the Dudley. Okay. He could have. I think he had a kill combo there if he didn't get the cross up. I think he fucked that up pretty bad. I think Jump Roundhouse, Stand Furious, EX Dash Punch, Corner Follow Up would have been probably enough to kill. My nightmares involved me getting abducted by aliens. And I kept waking up like mid-nightmare and then like looking around my room and imagining like aliens standing in it. And then trying to go back to sleep. Like trying to pretend I was asleep so the aliens would go away. That happened like, I feel like 3 times. I would like wake up, like very, very vaguely wake up. And then a bunch of aliens in the room and I was just pretending to be asleep. Making them go away. Then I'd actually fall asleep again. You know when you kind of wake up but you don't really? You're still dreaming. I ended up waking up at like 5 a.m. I went to bed at like 2, so I only got like 3 hours sleep, which means I'm probably going to sleep again today. Since I've still got plenty of time, 12 hours before work. I'm good at napping, so it's not gonna hit me that bad. I'm an accomplished napper. EX clap you don't see very often in this game. It doesn't really do anything. It has a lot of shock value because it's 3 parries. And you can combo out of it, but then again you can combo out of regular claps. The meter use just doesn't justify the extra things it does, which is like nothing. It does launch on hit, which means in the corner you can do something like EX clap into shoot down backbreaker, which is pretty cool looking. Very underrated, underutilized combo by Hugo players, but unfortunately you just rarely get opportunities to do it. Hugo has to do 3 parries there. Every other character, or I don't know about every other character, but oh, Vienna and Austria. Oh. I don't know where all my Viennas are. For all I know, there could be like a Vienna everywhere. I hope there is a Vienna in Australia and I'm not just a dumb American. I mean, Australia, what the fuck, Italy? I don't know how I said Australia. Probably because I read Austria and I don't know. Something weird happened in my brain. I'm tired. In London, they play really good. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a good scene in Vienna. Let me take a quick look. Ban damage. Well, there's an Elena. That's already weird as fuck. And a Chun-Li. Chun-Li's are pretty good regardless of where you are. The Chun-Li skill differential is probably... Chun-Li's probably got the greatest dispersion across the world. In terms of good Chun-Li players, they're everywhere. It's very difficult to find a good Alex player. Anywhere. This looks like tournament standard third strike. Oh. Kind of weird slide. Chun-Li's playing super standard. Very riskless, very lame. Nice. It's not very hard with Elena. She has a lot of reactable attacks. What the fuck? Where's his follow-up? That's free damage. I've never seen anyone not go for that. It's free damage and a free mix-up. Be really weird if he dropped it, and it'd be really weird if he decided not to go for it. What the fuck? Okay. That's a good punish, I guess. I think Elena has a little better, but that's like her bread and butter punish. I don't know what, like, I don't know. With Brave Dance, I don't think there's anything better you can go for, actually. I'm like trying to think. I don't think a double EX combo would do as much damage. That was insanely risky. Did he like see a parry in his head with the low? Did he try to do option select low parry into low short? Into super? He got hit with the second hit of a mallet smash. That's bad. Close medium kick? These guys are already playing weird as fuck. It's not that weird. What the fuck? He's like... He's not doing it. I thought it was just the one. That's the second time he fucked that up. He better be playing on like a broken stick or something. Or maybe he didn't fuck it up. Maybe he just actually doesn't want the Oki. The Oki doesn't even, like, it doesn't even force you to... Like, a lot of people do fierce, and it's like, oh, well, it gets the reset. You don't even have to do the reset. You can do, like, down forward into jump roundhouse, and that still slams the opponent. I don't know enough about Cody versus Cammy to say what I did was a critique. This Chun-Li is not doing something that for the longest... That was a good jump roundhouse and a good back roundhouse. That's like the one thing that I would indisputably think was an error. Or not an error, but like an unoptimized scenario. The snare roundhouse was cool. Didn't do anything though. Oh, there's a whiff punish. That's why snare roundhouse sucks. That's why Elena sucks. 3 times. It's not a mistake. It can't be a mistake. He's intentionally not gone for it 3 times in a row. I actually agree that EX Mallet Smash is kind of strong in Street Fighter 4. I think that if it was any slower, it would be weak, though. I think it's a very fine line with overheads. Hey, it's still a 2-frame link to combo out of it. Into a jab, no less. So if you want fucking a strong combo out of it, you need a 2-frame link and a 1-frame link. I never go for strong combos though. I want my meter build. Just trying to catch a trip guard there. There's the double EX combo I was referencing. That's not a hard combo, so if they're talking about it like it's a cool combo, it's not. That's like bread and butter, Elena. It might be more difficult on some characters, but Chun-Li is very easy to juggle. What the fuck? Just stopped. Might have been parrying or something. I didn't see the move though. That was nice. Low strong, unfortunately, is parryable high end low for Elena, which really affects its utility for the worse. Oh, he went for the follow-up. That's really hard to do, I think. Or I think the difficulty depends on the opponent's character. Sick Cody, parentheses, me. I like that. I don't watch this whole shit. They're okay. I want to watch my Japanese shit. Japanese third strike is where it's at. I can't read if that's like a Mario or Tentens. Haboon, I guess. It could be Haboon. I can't tell. It's too small. Bonk. And then he goes Atsugari. A little parry on the knee drop. That's completely riskless. He thought the knee drop was going to be going forward, so he tried to parry it. But because it went down, he didn't lose anything. You should always do that when you're in knee drops. The only downside is scenarios where the knee drop might cross up. Then you want to do a very late one. You want to do the option select. Nice meat squasher. Meat squasher is not so bad even point blank like that. You would think it would be, but it's not. It's also very difficult to throw Hugo out of a meat squasher. But possible. Ouch. The jump around house is quite good in this matchup if I recall. Good parry, good punish. Very good punish. Ooh, that was supposed to be a hard tackle. 4-dash hard tackle. Pretty sure. Good meat squasher. That took a lot of bravery. He knew the mirror was going to go away. Right around that time. Before he made it. Knee drop didn't bounce Urian back. Knee drop has the same kind of thing going that T-Hawk's Hawk Dive goes. Where if it connects very, very deep, Urian will hit the ground before he is supposed to bounce back. Which will radically alter its safety. I.e. make it safe. That knee drop is a pretty cool move. Damn, good defense on the Hugo player's part. It's quite difficult to not die in that kind of scenario. It's important to know your attacks that'll go through a mirror without trading. But even if you trade, as long as you get the hitbox out, it's usually alright. Trade with the mirror, that is. Taro Kichi, right? I think. Pretty sure that's Kichi. I was supposed to see a car throw, but he fucked it up. That was the exact range where Chun-Li goes for a car throw. Inside car throw range, outside opponent's throw range. Nice little jump off the wall. Chun-Li's the only character in this game who can do that. How does the mirror work? What do you mean? What about its use is not immediately apparent? Whichever way the mirror is summoned, it will push you in that direction. Like if Urian is standing on the left side and he summons the mirror towards the right, the mirror will push the opponent towards the right. Even if Urian goes to the other side, the mirror pushes the the opponent away from the side it was thrown. It is a 6-hit projectile. It is stationary. It reflects regular fireballs and some super fireballs. Red fireballs are reflected correctly. Oro's EX fireballs are just dispelled when they touch it. Oro's Super 2 is reflected. Ryu's Denshin Hadoken will drill through it. Although it takes a little while. Attacks that hit projectiles will remove hits from the mirror. Such as Hugo's EX Clap. Or I feel like Light Mallet Smash is alright. I feel like the risk is nowhere near the reward. A lot of people will often do it to make, like, tackle is unsafe. So if you summon a mirror during a tackle, it's if you cancel the mirror, it makes the tackle safe. It also gets a lot of corner carry, and Urien is much better when he corners the opponent. And also, if you get a juggle and you cancel into a mirror, even if the mirror doesn't hit, it gives you more charge time, which can extend juggles. Oh. That's nice. Nice parry. There's a lot of tricks to mirror. There's a lot of, it's a very intricate super. I feel like there's no super like it in Street Fighter 4. Or no Ultra like it or anything like that. The closest thing, of course, is probably, Dawson Ultra... No, the closest thing is probably DiCaprio Ultra 1. That feels kind of like a mirror. Spiritually. But even then, it's not as elaborate. Oh, he had to be Daigo. Very difficult, very difficult. Started with a red parry, too. Because he canceled from low forward. Laundryman? It's a laundryman. This is a classic matchup. Kuroda thinks that Ken has the best chance against Chun-Li of any character. I think this is a 6-4 in Chun-Li's favor. Hi, Ronin. Hi, Ronin Kohai. Nice combo. Just took a sip of water. He did a short jab fireball there. That was definitely supposed to be short jab into light DP. Because that fireball was unsafe. Sleeping top tier. Maybe a sleeping high tier. I feel like Jury's zoning is top tier material. I think there should be more incredibly defensive Jury players. I feel like the most successful Jury players have been incredibly defensive. That being said, I think her Ultra 1 is her better Ultra. Hi, Avian Hero. Sleeping top tier is an interesting question. I think right now Poison is probably this. No. Maybe. I think Poison is. I think Elena is the sleeping top tier. If there is one sleeping top tier, I think it's Elena. Drew's corner setups are good. An Oro. Rare footage. Which one is it? Koro. This guy plays quite a lot like me. He seems of similar skill. So I always like to think, like, what if I was playing? That's a really good option. I do that a lot. Light stomp on wake up if it kind of corners you. If he hits you with jump, light crouch short won't hit at all. If he hits you with like stand strong or something, you get a reset. And then certain confirms he has, he can like low strong, something like that. He can hit you and try and super, but you actually got hit midair, so the super just whiffs. I think Elena has potential that is not. Oh, that's punishable. He could have gotten something better than that. He could have dash in low forward super. Instead he did walk in sweep from outside low forward range. Yeah, no one mains her is what I'm really trying to get at. There are no Elena players, despite her rank in the tier list. Ugh. Whiff a throw parry. I do that. It's not a. It's not. You can really do anything after whiffing a throw. It's like DP but a lot safer. That was a nice little block string. I think. I don't know. Ouch. He didn't need to make a play like that. He wasn't in danger of being chipped out. Like health-wise he was, but position-wise he wasn't. That was good. Oh. I thought he was just going to hit left stand forward. Or command grab. Left parrying to command grab is quite good. Unfortunately, a lot of ranges where Oro pokes, like parries a poke, he doesn't have anything he can do except to poke in return. Command grab is the best thing after a parry at those ranges because it gets a knockdown and decent damage. You can't do anything that cancels into a command grab except at point blank. If you're not point blank, his close forward will make you point blank, but unfortunately you need to be at the activation range of a close forward. For the record for Oro, the activation range of close forward is slightly bigger than the activation range of close strong, which is mostly because close strong's range is absolutely garbage, and sometimes you'll get a close strong that whiffs. That's safe. He did the Fireball EX specifically to make it safe. That forward dash. This is good for Oro. Yup. Crouch Fierce. Oh, what the f. Alright, maybe he just wanted the knockdown reset. Brave Ken. Went for the low block twice in a row. Big combo! This kills! If he doesn't fuck up the... Oh. No, that's still good. That's still good. Yeah. Even if Ken did... Oro was throwing too. So even if Ken did one parry into throw, Oro would have taken the throw, and then Ken would have been reset into the Fireball, which would have chipped him out. I think you can parry there, but it's a very strange parry. Good stand forward. Dash out, dash in. I don't like that strat that much. Another overhead. Crouch Fierce. That's what he should have done the first time. Got the... Yep. I like that setup. I added that to my setups recently. I think it's really good. You get the Stamina House, and it leaves the opponent... Stamina House struggles after Crouch Fierce, Fireball reset. Or, like, Super reset. Non-reset. Fuck. It seems to always struggle there against any character. And, it leaves the opponent launched so long you can get the EX Fireball going up and then turning down. And then you can do a lower and overhead, and then the Fireball combos from the lower the overhead. So you can do just a universal overhead, which is very hard to react to, or a crouch short, which is impossible to react to. And if they guess wrong and the low overhead makes up, the EX Fireball makes it safe for the universal overhead. And if they guess wrong, you can combo out of it into close strong. And then do a corner juggle, which potentially leads into the same reset. I like that. This is good against any character except Oro, Chun-Li, and Elena. He had a higher damage follow-up that would have killed, but it didn't matter that much. It's very difficult to do the higher damage follow-up on Ryu. You have to do like an early stand strong into a hard kick stomp. You don't have to, but it makes it easier. Otherwise, you have to get a two-frame window, two-frame juggle, where it's very difficult to see where it is. And it's a very precise window. Ooh. Reversal stomp. Ryu did like a predictive punish for it, which was interesting because if he just like down backed and then reacted to it, he would have gotten a much bigger punish. He actually landed in time. Wasn't expecting that, I think. Korra has a very nice way of playing. I like it a lot. That was very optimal. This will almost kill, but I don't think it will kill. Nice universal overhead. That little delay gave him time to react to anything, and it also react to nothing happening specifically, and it also prevented Ryu's wake-up parries from being too threatening. Arugure. He's running Super 3 against an Alex. I think Super 3 is the better Oro Super in like almost every matchup nowadays, but I certainly think it's better in this matchup because it's a free corner. There's nothing Alex can do to stop Oro from pushing him into the corner with a Super. It's not true there's nothing he can do. That's interesting. He's going for a lot of the in footsies level 3 or 5-stone supers, which is not bad, but it's not how I play. Ugh. Empty jump stomp. Who does that? Nice parry. Nice punish. That's the high dizzy punish. You wouldn't normally do that unless you were seeking a dizzy, which is kind of weird because Oro has low average health and high average dizzy, or high dizzy. He has the highest possible dizzy bar. Alex does too. So Oro usually won't get dizzy just purely because he'll die before you dizzy him. Especially because his combos leave him a lot of time for dizzy to recover, and his taunt theoretically recovers dizzy, although that's almost always a non-factor. But Oro's probably the hardest character to dizzy in the game. Ouch, that's not going to combo. Yeah, it's too far out. Alex's Super 2 is kind of buggy and shitty. It needs to get a very close connect to work properly. It's very difficult to use Alex's 3 supers. They're all bad for one reason or another. Kiraki. This is a annoying matchup for Oro. Elena is very small and juggles oddly, and also her footsies are very good, and Oro's footsies are okay, but bad against short characters like Elena. A lot of Oro's pokes just fucking don't work. Ooh. She missed the punish, and then he punished her missing the punish. This should kill if he does it perfectly. I think that was a fuck up. I'm not going to say I know it was a fuck up because there is a compelling reason that he would have intentionally dropped it there. How safe was that? He was afraid of the reversal super, I guess. Honestly, after he could have reacted to her parrying, and after she blocked it, it was very difficult for her to win. That's nice. Yup, 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 yup. This is excellent. This is amazing Aura play. I think that was a fuck up. I think he really should have done the whole juggle. I think this Aura's just being a little sloppy. This Aura's doing super well, though. Rolled through quite a few players. Morikawa. That's like a name. It's like a pretty common last name. It was too late of a dash. It was obviously not a cross-out. Towards strong is not a bad button in footsies, but it whiffs on crouching opponents, which is catastrophic. This dizzies. This is kill. He doesn't even need to like be smart or good. That was nice. He's maximizing the meter he gets. Unfortunately, meter scaling. He beat Ryu in the finals, but Ryu got the... No. Yeah. Ryu got the crowd chanting, "Old man McScrotum face." It's very poor sportsmanship in my opinion. I feel like Oro is quite competent in this matchup. I feel like most characters do a lot worse than Oro does. I'm starting to think it's almost fair. I always thought it was like Ken's favor 6-4. But now I'm starting to think it's like 5-5. My perception of the matchup has changed a lot. There are some annoying things at the highest level of play, though. Aura's close strong is really good, and Ken can reversal Shippu it unless Aura super jumps the first hit, or the second hit, I guess. There's a couple things like that. Aura's overhead, I think even if it hits Ken, he can reversal Shippu it. There's like reversal Shippus that just make this matchup miserable. It was only one parry for the initial parry because the two attacks hit within one frame of each other. So he was expecting two quick parries and for Ken to freeze, but Ken never froze. Or Ken froze, but like he didn't, he was expecting like, I don't know, not that. That combo is one frame. I think it's bigger on cornered opponents. That was an early enough dash, but the Ken did the option select parry block. And of course, because close strong is 2 hits, you have to do it twice. Options like parry block is nice there, but Oro can do low forward into command grab or something like that, and that just kills the entire option select. On paper, it's actually one of the better scenarios in the game, one of the better mix-ups, but somewhat unrewarding. It's somewhat risky. Nice. Good whiff punish. This is absolutely a matchup that can't Oh my god, what a good no! Oro! No. I was gonna say what a good low forward into light fireball. You don't see people do that very often, but it's actually really good to use low strong or low forward cancel into light fireball. It's not a combo, but it gets good pushback. It isn't very risky. People forget that low strong and low forward even cancel. I mean, low forward you use for like low forward command grab and stuff, but the cancels on those two moves are not super useful. Normally you cancel from stand forward even into uppercuts and stuff if you can help it. But normally you just do juggles if you can help it. Ouch. Snare House is a good button. It leaves the ground. I think it also confirms the super on a crouching opponent, but I don't know the exact setup for that. That was a car throw. It was a good one. Ugh, good whiff punish. He tried for the double DP. I think that requires a Kara in this matchup on that setup. There are very few times where it doesn't require a Kara. Chun-Li might be one of the characters where it doesn't always require a Kara, because she's wide and falls slow, and can be juggled abnormally late. She takes a very long time to hit the ground compared to most characters. So basically with Ken's DP, you do one light DP, and then you do a DP motion ending in down forward, and then on the first frame you recover, you hit crouch medium kick, I think? Or is it crouch hard kick? I forget. And then on the second frame, you hit light punch, and then it gives you a crouch medium kick car light DP. And that's a one frame window, and it's also a Kara. So it's like a good little, like you get two light DPs in a row. People call it a Kara DP. It increases Ken's damage by a fuck ton. Because normally it's a corner only combo. You can do it against everyone in the corner, I think. But mid-screen, you can do it off of certain setups depending on the character. Like the easier the character is to juggle, the more setups you can do with it. Like Q, you don't even need the Kara. Hey, Doug. So Ken's damage is actually, especially with that, but even without that, Ken's damage is probably some of the highest in the game. Not like his super damage, like obviously Oro has some really, really high super damage, for example. But just his general meterless always damage is insanely high. Ken is just a powerful character. Ken hits really hard. I've got a dumb story to tell Epsilon. That's interesting that you're asking me about it. I had a guy come in, and he asked for soil to grow a pot in. At first I thought he was asking about like pots. He wanted to buy a pot. Like a vase, like a jar. And then it turned, whoa, that's the all-in Ken wake up. The second hit of hard DP does not launch in this game, so you can do 2 hits of hard DP into, wait, is that right? I'm actually not sure now. I know medium DP is optimal for damage in combos into super, I think. Man, no, I'm not sure. Oro jumps so high that even, like, a lot of scenarios in air-to-air, like with an air-to-air parry, you parry Oro and then you still don't have a button to hit him. And he has a button to hit you. His jump arc is very favorable for him compared to opponents, especially with the super jump and the double jump factored in. He shouldn't be going in, he should be running away. Well, this is going to be a difficult comeback to make. Oh, that would have hit too. Unless Ken parried it. Why the Japanese version? This is in Japan. Wake up forward dash. That's brave. This isn't me playing. This is footage. This is Fugu Ora versus Morikawa Ken. Fugu plays not that much like me. He has a very defensive aura. I have a moderately defensive aura. Aura is one of the best turtles in the game. He's pretty good at rushdown too. Aura's pretty good all around. But he's absolutely one of the best turtles. He can play so lame. It's because his mobility is high as fuck. Aura's, without question, got the best mobility in Street Fighter 3. He's got a really fast forward dash, a really fast back dash. The fastest back dash in the game, actually. Ooh, that was it! That would have killed. Oh, this doesn't kill because you have to not use... You don't do stand strong when you've got stones up, because the stones just kill your juggle and it wastes your own stones time. You're supposed to do like a stand short, stand forward kind of combos. The stones improve your linking potential, but they remove your juggling potential. So you just have to play a different character when you've got stones up. Which is pretty interesting and cool. Aura's footsies are fantastic when he has stones. But they're not broken fantastic, they're just good. Or rather, they are kind of broken, but like in that little super period, you should be a little broken, you know what I mean? But it's not like Aura just immediately wins once the stones are up. Of course, Epsilon K would love Special K. I saw my friend who I hadn't seen. Whoa. That whiff punished? Fuck. That's disgusting. That didn't even combo, I think. Actually, it looked like it did. Oh my god. I was going to say, I don't think that worked. Oh, or I was supposed to win all air-to-air connections if he's got stones up. Just air-to-air short, because it doesn't even matter how much damage you do. All it matters is getting the first attack, because you'll get good damage with the stones anyway. If you get the first attack and if the opponent like parries you, they have to parry 4 times. And you're safe. Fugu still won, but there were some very toss-up scenarios there. He almost lost round 2. K. That's the Alex's name. K. Oh yeah, I saw my friend who I'd never seen since elementary school. I don't remember Aura's Second Impact voice. I played Second Impact, but I don't remember his voice. Aura was really bad in Second Impact. I don't know if he's bad, but he's way different. He's a very elaborate, thoughtful character in Third Strike. I feel like they nailed Oro. Like Oro feels so complete in Third Strike. It feels like everything just fits together perfectly. He didn't even have chicken combo in Second Impact, or he did, but you had to start from the air starter. You couldn't just do close strong at the medium stomp. That didn't work. This is why I think Super 2 is good against Alex. That scenario was super easy to create. Oh my god. Or it is he's Alex all the time. That's not such a crazy thing. He just went for the meter build. I actually like that. I wouldn't have done that, but I think it's better than what I would have done. Retrospectively, that was very smart. Nope. Aura sucks. For the opponent. Or would probably fit into Street Fighter 5 pretty well. He's the 6th most requested character right now. I would appreciate it if he came back. That was good. This gets the juggle. That's the only setup that gets the juggle. He didn't go for the cross-up unblockable, but he could have. Ugh. All regular Oniyamas use up the juggle state before the super can hit. That was an odd-looking throw. I think that was a car throw. Oro does his car throw off of either close or far forward or roundhouse. And far forward is very difficult because if you're in the side throw range, you'll get a close forward sometimes. You know, you have to do. There's a very specific. There's a dead zone. There's like it works from really far away, and then it works from really close, but then it doesn't work from like kind of close. But the roundhouse one always works, but it's not as good. But you know, people usually do the roundhouse one. I like this. Um, what was I saying though? Oh yeah, but the roundhouse makes a noise on the first frame. It's like a huh. So if you do a roundhouse into a car throw, it always yells for it, and he never yells for his normal throw. He always makes the noise he makes when he does a hard normal. Or his hard normals are all somewhat useless. Stand hard kick is generously the best of them. That one is the one that is not somewhat useless. None of them are useless. All of them have very specific purposes. It's not even super specific. But they're all hard to use in footsies. You can't just... this is still wrong. Alright, Aura has good hard normals. I take it back. His sweep is very particular. It's good for a very small number of things. It's probably the worst of the four. In nearly every instance, the sweep is outclassed. It doesn't come out super quickly, and it recovers decently fast. But I'd rather have a sweep that came out really fast, but recovered really slow. His stand fierce is an overhead. His crouch fierce is theoretically a poke, and it's really good in some matchups, such as against Makoto. And his stand hard kick is a very general poke. Atsushi. This is a good Ibuki player. I like watching him. He's not my favorite Ibuki though. Not even close. You guys ever heard of Aruka? He's a really good Ibuki player, but he's not my favorite either. But he's probably the best Ibuki, but I don't know. Ibuki is very neat in this game. Ouch. That dizzied before it killed too. Akuma's dizzy isn't even that high. He's one of the characters that can actually dizzy you. Some characters have a nearly impossible time getting a dizzy. But Akuma's dizzy is not that high. Buki's dizzy is pretty good. That autocorrects, yes. The kunai killed. I've never actually considered that. I don't even know how Ryu spins for his sweep. Makes no sense. I would be overjoyed if they announced something like variations for Street Fighter V. I think variations are my favorite idea that came to place in Mortal Kombat X. It's a mechanic I'd never thought of before. Well, I like... It's technically the same idea as mechanics like selectable supers. But it feels like a more elaborate version of that. Like, much more. That's a punish. Brutalities. Variations are smart, though. Variations are a very intelligent mechanic. So this is Gao. I've never heard of this guy. His yun is already much better than mine. Ugh. That's like the baby juggle and he still dropped it. It's not a baby juggle. Baby juggle has the shoho-hos in it. Wow, now you're mentioning it? That actually does sound really hard. Oro stand jab is literally impossible. Like, you cannot do it. He puts his arm straight out in front of him. Try this at home. And then his hand is fully vertical and sideways. It's like if you're putting your arm straight out in front of you, you cannot have your hand be like fully vertical and sideways. Like maybe fully vertical and like the back of your hand towards your body, but you can't have it like sideways. Or as just generic stand jab animation, you literally cannot do. Got the throw. You can react to what they're doing in the super freeze. You have to mash out that super to get more hits, if you didn't know that. I forgot that Street Fighter 4 doesn't have that mechanic. So you can either have 3 waves of kunai or 5 waves of kunai. I think in most contexts both are safe, but 3 waves is always safe. And 5 waves I think can be unsafe. They're made safer by the opponent parrying them. The real issue is if the opponent blocks them or if the kunai don't hit properly. For example, Oro can forward dash to get under them, provided he's not already pre-committed to something else. That was a good round for the Ibuki player. That was so good that I want to watch it again. Because I actually missed like the first half of it, and then it was like already over. Alright, so we got... Damn it. Let's go here. He just rolled off another perfect too, actually. That was the one where he landed 2 instant air supers. I actually don't remember if they were both instant air. In fact, I don't think he did them more. Whatever. So, where's this damage come from? It's like stand roundhouse, juggle, 2 a little cross under. Got an overhead, got it towards fierce. I mean towards roundhouse. Yeah, I think mashing is fine. I don't like moves with insane mashing potential, like in Marvel 2. Like, have you ever seen what's Sentinel Super, where he like he puts the golden thing in front of him? That super has really high mashing potential. Like you can get like 30-40% block damage if you mash it to its absolute fullest potential. I like some mashing. Like it's quite easy to get all of Adon's super punches hits. That takes like a decent amount of matching, but not a huge amount. Like pretty much anyone can do that if they're just like used to it. So I think that's pretty good. I prefer follow-ups. I don't like mashing necessarily. I like follow-ups in combos. Like if there's a super where like you get more hits by doing like a follow-up. Whoa! Yes! That's a weird-ass glitch. You don't see that very often. That's actually a really cool glitch. Hold on, we gotta see that again. This is an interesting little part of the Third Strike engine. If you interact with a projectile as the super freeze starts, you might not freeze. And also projectiles don't always freeze during super freezes. It's kind of buggy. I don't remember how it works. But like because Ryu's Crouch Fierce hits a projectile during the super, he doesn't freeze. He could have uppercutted there if he wanted to. He wasn't ready for this scenario. No one would be. I think Street Fighter EX really nailed it with, ooh, nice parries. Who's ever ready for that? That's such a weird scenario. When does Ryu ever try to go for, like, EX Tatsu? And when he does, when are you ever in the mix-up when you actually get the first parry? And then, like no one ever actually goes for all the parries. I usually just block it on reaction. But it's safe on block, I think. But the parries are super weird. It is 3, as we just saw. They're really far apart. Oh yeah, but like Street Fighter EX, you would have supers where they would just get like a full animation, do pretty good damage, but you could cancel them early and then do juggles out of them. And those juggles, if they were optimal, would do slightly more damage than the super would, or potentially if you used meter, way more damage than the super would. I feel like that was perfect. I feel like that was the perfect mechanic. Like Ken had the Shifujin Raikyaku or something very similar to it in Street Fighter EX, and he could do only the hits that would launch the opponent up, and you could cancel the Tatsu where he goes up. And then, if you canceled the Tatsu where he goes up, you could do, like, walk forward, like, low strong into instant jump fierce. And that would do slightly more damage than the Tatsu hits going up. But it was hard. And they would make you consider, like, you know... And, of course, you could, like, cancel it early and then juggle into, like, a Shoyurepa. You would need to consider... Nice air throw. How much meter you wanted to spend, and whether you were capable of doing so-and-so combo. And stuff like that. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a good mechanic for fighting games. And I wish that it would come back. It was in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, actually. There were a couple moves like that. Or not moves like cancelable moves, but moves with follow-ups. To go back to when we were talking about follow-ups. Yeah. Yeah, I like juggleable supers. There are quite a few of those in this game. Not an enormous number, but more than most people realize. Like Ryu Super 1 and Akuma Super 1. You can juggle after both. This Chun-Li is Mochi. Spinning bird kick is very annoying in this matchup. That was nice. He got backdash into spinning bird kick. It's cool that he even went for that. Let alone that it paid off. Is this the default color for Chun-Li? I never see anyone use this. This is Ibarra Hugo. He's insane. Unfortunately, he's fighting a Chun-Li. He will land that super. I guarantee it. Maybe not this round. He might deliberately not land it this round. Nice. Very, very late meat squashers are good because if you do them sufficiently late, they won't ever come out, and then you can just land in 360 the opponent. And of course, they can't walk out because they're in the pre-block animation. You could have gotten EX Lariat. That's so weird. That's such a weird scenario. It's not that weird. It happens all the time. But like, you have to always be looking for it, or you're gonna miss it. But if you catch someone jumping out with a clap, you can EX Lariat, chase them down, and juggles. He missed a big opportunity there. Close roundhouse hit on the wrong side. That move has a big hitbox. He hit a body splash which has a big hurtbox, which is why it looked all wonky, but actually there's nothing abnormal happening there. He should have tried to punish it with a 360 in my opinion. But I think he thought that Chun-Li was going to try and like step on his head. Really common. Chun-Li jumping off the corner and then down medium kicking as she passes over Hugo. Even if you parry that, it's not terribly unsafe. This matchup is bad for Hugo. I shouldn't even warrant saying. Ouch. I just want him to land empty jump super. That was it. That's super punish, isn't it? It's not 0, is it? There's no way it could be 0 or better. Yeah, there it is. This is gonna do enough damage to kill. It's not over. Goken Tevi Punch is one of my favorite animations in Street Fighter. It just feels really powerful. The way he steps down, the way he fucking does an inoffensive looking attack, but it fucking shakes the fuck out of the screen. Feels like he's fucking blasting you. You know, I made that one Cody, like Masterclass Cody video. I should do more of those. Oh shit, it's an L. Oh, this is like over. There's no coming back from this, not even for Hugo. He had to take like 20 billion car throws in order to make that comeback. Oh shit, please. YS Beast. Please. Yes, YS Beast. This is my favorite player to watch. This is my favorite player to watch. YSB is so good. He's such a high skill player. And his method of rushdown is phenomenal. He's like a mind reader. It's like, what if a mind reader played Hugo? He also has really good parries, yeah. And he's just very smart in general. My only problem is sometimes he's so sometimes he's so particular in his offense, in his parries into offense, that he'll go for an elaborate parry and the opponent will do an elaborate attack. He'll be parrying and miss his punish window. Sometimes he'll expect something very high level when a simple parry would have done it. That's a weird scenario to try and describe, but that happens in this game sometimes. Like, Ken can do stand strong, and then if you parry it, he can uppercut you out of the parry. And so you can actually double parry and parry the stand strong and then parry the uppercut. But if you parry the stand strong and go for the double parry and he never does the uppercut, you can, if you're slow, you can miss your punish window. It's that kind of shit. Ugh, that reaction. How? Recovery of claps is almost non-existent. It's actually a link into super. You can cancel a clap, but the link is so similar to the cancel that they might as well be the same thing. The fact that the claps cancel to super actually mattered in Street Fighter 4, where you could red focus cancel them. This is going to be difficult. Oh, fuck. I think he went, okay. He went for reversal super, I think, but he got a clap because Chun-Li crossed under him. And he got quarter circle forward, quarter circle back, or something like that. I think that's what happened. Reversal super would have been very difficult to deal with for the Chun-Li. Hugo's super starts somewhat quickly. And also he can delay it if you try and parry it. So it's not even like you have a 100% parry. Even if you like know the timing and you're really good at the timing, he can just delay it by a second, make your parry attempt fail, and then kill you. Excuse me. Oh, I love YSB. See that kind of shit. He tried to parry. I don't know if he tried to parry the super, but he was waiting to see if Chun-Li supered through his punish. Like if you parry the low forward, you can just get a punish. But if Chun-Li supers, it'll sometimes beat your punish attempt. Oh my god. If you woke up super, it would have worked actually. So that low forward, like because he didn't go for like a stand strong or something after parrying it, he actually missed the punish entirely. That kind of scenario is really common for YSB. He goes for, and that's why this is Tominaga. That's why he tends to do really well against good opponents. It's because he goes for those elaborate parries. So when people go for those elaborate attacks, he fucks them up. Tominaga is a very good Makoto. He's actually one of the best players. Like, in this whole lineup, he's probably the best player we've seen so far. He's getting fucked up by this Chun-Li, though. Street Fighter 4 Chun-Li Runaway is very flowchart, and I don't know why so many people use it and why it works so often, because I figured that shit out. It's actually very easy to fucking beat the flowchart Runaway. I didn't even fought a Chun-Li who did like a reversal EX spinning bird kick. Not recently, anyway. Chun-Li falls slow. So you get the light punch, dash punch follow-up, which I think is the... I don't know if there's a follow-up better than that. That might just be the best follow-up in this game. Forward dash show is very riskless for Makoto. You might run into a medium kick, crouch medium kick on your way over, but the chances are pretty low. And if they tech you, you're fine, and if they jump out, you're still fine. It's like dashing Karakusa, but less risky and faster. And much less rewarding. But he didn't need much rewarding at that point. It was already nearly over. See that shit? Look how fast it happens. The only thing that beats that is an empty cancel. Or very good reactions. Nice. That's not a combo. It only combos from close fierce, I think. I don't remember if it combos from close fierce in this game or only in Street Fighter 4. I think stand strong into EX chop works in Street Fighter 4, right? Summerfest, there will be a gray area. Unless the move has literally no recovery frames. Because the cancelable window will be, like... The cancelable window is not anywhere in the frame data. When it says, like, fucking so-and-so frames startup, so-and-so frames recovery, so-and-so frames active, the active frames, if it connects, are way longer than if it doesn't connect. And they're not technically active anymore. And that's called impact freeze. Or hit stun. Hit stop. So the cancel is actually like, you know, before the cancel happens there, and thus the recovery window is like you can't do a cancel during the recovery window. But there's no move like that anyway that I'm aware of. Like a window to cancel and link. Well, I guess you're talking about like crouch jab, link to Shoryuken, and crouch jab, cancel to Shoryuken, right? There's a dead zone. Where your input will in fact get lost. If you're like Ryu and you're doing crouch jab, DP, and you can link it or you can cancel it. Jabs only have like 8 frames recovery or something like that. It's quite short. This is big damage. That's one of the biggest damage setups you can have. And Chun-Li is quite easy to juggle. He dropped the ender, but it still did a lot. Close medium kick cancel to super or super immediate close medium kick are super powerful. Especially with the optimal juggles, which are unfortunately very executionally difficult. Or, you know, fortunately very executionally difficult. Since Yun doesn't need a buff. Of all the top tiers you could have, Yun is one of my favorites.